Hello everybody, my name is Mike, and let's continue this playthrough of Dark Souls 2. I am now at the Shrine of Winter, and we are going to go into frozen Eleum Loyce. The person that we're going to meet here says it very strangely when we walk in, you just have to kind of hear it. And you access frozen Eleum Loyce by going into the Shrine of Winter, and you can go in here. We could have gone here immediately when we defeated the 4 Lord Souls, but, you know, I decided to wait quite a long time. We actually can just, now that we've defeated the giant lord, go fight the final boss of the game, but I don't really feel like doing that right now. So we're going to go do this. And it is obviously, as you can see around you, a winter level. I forgot to mention about this the other 2 areas, but if you actually put your summon sign down in this area before going through the main door over there, then you will actually show up in the other person's game. Somebody else can summon you into the game, and you can play along with them, which is kind of neat that you can get a little taste of it before you go in. I've changed up my armor set a little bit here because I didn't want to go in here wearing all white armor because I couldn't show you this. This is ridiculous. You can actually roll in the snow and get covered with it. I love that. And this place just looks beautiful. It may be the best looking of all 3 of the DLCs, and I love that huge wall that extends off out there, and the snow coming down, and it's just gorgeous here. I've decided to wear the black armor of the Rebellion, because it's awesome, and I'm wearing the steel helmet because it reminds me of kind of maybe a Roman helmet or something. I just love that thing on the top of it. I think it looks great, and you can see the face of your character, which is nice. Let's go in here. Come on. Don't make a big production out of it. Just open the damn door. It's like every time he does that, I think of Aragorn and two towers opening up the door. This place looks pretty cool. I really, really enjoy it. Unfortunately, the enemies really leave something to be desired. It's like they were like 85% there, and if they just spent some time making good enemies, this whole place would have been good. The 2 boss fights in the area are actually pretty good as well. Let's just rest up here. I've just gotten done with playing some Dark Souls 1, and it feels so peculiar playing this game.
Approaching the Loyce. Turn back. The old chaos hungers still.
Approaching Eleum Loyce, turn back. The old chaos hungers still. Now, you'll notice a sort of, well, it's hard to tell now, but it looks like icicles sticking out of this here, all throughout this. And if you're familiar with Dark Souls 1, you may realize that this looks very similar to the Bed of Chaos area, which was sort of a tree fire monster thing that you go fight towards the end of the game, and is one of the Lord Souls in that game. However, for some reason, it has gotten completely frozen solid. And you'll notice this wonderful snow flurry coming out here. I actually love that when this does it on the road, because this happens on highways during winter sometimes. You just get some of the breeze of the snow sort of flowing across the ground like this, and it looks like smoke, and it's really cool. This entire first area of the game is entirely shrouded in this. Sort of a blizzard condition, a whiteout condition, where you cannot see anything, and just a few feet in front of your face, you can't really see, and it's really, really distracting and weird. Now over here, this is something unique that they did. This is actually the first boss of the area that we can just pop in and fight right now. Or can we? Yeah, you really shouldn't do that, because the boss is, and get ready for this, the boss is invisible. Yeah, he's completely invisible, and thus virtually impossible to fight. I am sure on YouTube somewhere there's some guy who went in there and fought the boss while he was invisible, and that's great that they put that extra little challenge in there, but I am not that guy, because that is frickin' crazy. And just down there we're going to be encountering our enemy primary enemy of the area, and just like the ones in the other two areas, it is a large armored hollow who is very powerful and has some pretty damn good health for his size and his the armor that he's wearing. And he carries a fairly light straight sword that can actually cast soul arrows. So if you get away from him, you will cast pretty quick soul arrows at you, and he can be pretty dangerous. Let's go fight him now. You see, he has a lot of health. I mean, this is a fully upgraded Giant Ultra Great Dread Creeper's Ultra Great Sword, and I have 45 strength, so it took 2 hits to kill that guy. That was quite a bit. And just like in the other games, these guys are going to attack you at in groups. So there's a lot of them that are going to be coming at you at once. Some of them have this ice rapier. I think some of them have other weapons. You can actually get this weapon, the ice rapier. I don't remember if it doubles as a catalyst, but it looks kind of cool. And once again, I don't believe you can get their armor, because it might just be a reskin of some other armor in the game to make it look icy. But why can't you get it? I think there are either 1 or 2 more guys in there. You can't quite see them because, see, that's... I guess it's not Soul Arrow exactly. Yeah, some of them use spears and shields. I guess it's some sort of, like, ice version of Soul Arrow. But, yeah, or something. Yeah, there are 2 of them. There's a lot of this, of tons of these guys attacking you at once. Those ice rapiers are a pretty common drop, too. I gotta remember, I gotta take some of this stuff off. Do not need you. Maybe need you, but don't need you. When I originally came to this area, I thought, oh my god, finally, my pyromancy is going to work. This is going to be, I've played RPGs my entire life. Ice enemies means fire worked good against them. I may not know much, but I do know that. Tragically, though, it doesn't really work very good against them. It's pretty crummy. It's about as useful as the pyromancy in the rest of the game. And you're not going to do too good a job if you come in here just blasting away with pyromancy. It's not that effective. Even the more powerful Great Chaos Fireball is only kind of a meh against them. Sorry. Yeah, 4 Radiant Life Gems. That's nice. Let's head down here. And I originally thought, oh well, maybe it's the torch. Maybe that can do something down here. And nope, it doesn't. It doesn't do anything. Torch just does not do anything at all. This area we can get through later on. It looks like there are coffins in here or something. That looks really cool. They look very long, ornate coffins, if they are coffins. And we can raise this up when we get up to there and take care of that. But first, let's aggro this guy. Get him to come over here. We're using fire arrows. I don't know if that makes a significant change. I really doubt that. Obviously, these guys are filthy spear users. It kills me that we can't do a shield bash. Why can't we do a shield bash when we have the shield in our left hand? Why can't we just choose whether we want this or the shield bash? And I mean an actually effective shield bash, one that doesn't so much do damage but takes away enemy stamina. Let's take a look at this guy over here. This guy really confused me when I came over here at first because I thought that maybe there could be an NPC finally in one of these DLCs. And no, not really. This is not an NPC. This is actually an enemy, and you can kill them if you feel like it. It's just that these guys are completely docile because of the winds blowing around here. We will actually get something that will destroy the winds blowing like crazy throughout all of this place and make it still once again. And when we get that, and we can come back here and it looks completely normal, these guys will now aggro and try to kill us. And they have daggers, and they're not especially difficult. No, not a friend ahead. That guy may be trolling, or he may just have not gotten to that point of the game yet. But they drop, I believe they drop their armor and a dagger. These guys, I think we learn later, are the... I don't remember, the caretakers of the old chaos or something like that, and they were left to wander the frigid wastes after the king left. I'm not quite sure. This poor guy here died in the cell. That's sad. Be wary of left. Yeah, there's a guy immediately to our left here. Whoop. There we go. And down here we have a bunch of filthy dogs, and you know how I feel about dog enemies in virtually all games. They're awful and need to die. So, it's just the way of things. I mean, nobody wants these doggies to die. They've become zombified and they have to. There's also down at the bottom there a pointless little like partisan +6 or something like that. I don't know what it is. It's another one of those weird. It's just become like a tradition in the DLCs to have like weapons that, little upgraded weapons that no one would ever bother to using or coming for. Maybe they're trying to tell you that the enemies out here are really hard, so get a tower shield and attack from behind a spear. I don't know. It is kind of hard to see things, but this city, when we actually get to see it when the winds are gone, is absolutely gorgeous. It really looks cool. And I do like that this level is one of the biggest of the DLC levels. It does look very impressive. And I think that the main thing that bothers me about the levels lacking verticality in these games is that, in too many of the levels, I think I've mentioned this before, you can just look out and see the entire level, like the entire area that you're going to. And it's like, come on, that's so dull that I can see everything. I want to be able to have twists and turns and get lost, There are some torches over here. I believe they are, as I said, useless. I don't know why they would do this. I mean, they're just trolling you. They are just trolling you. Try torch, be wary of comfort. And when I initially got the torches, I thought, all right, here we go. We can use the torches finally for something. We can use them to melt this. Melt these blocks of ice, right? Wrong. No, there's no melting of this ice until much later on, and it doesn't even feel like you did it because you have to kill a boss to do it. That boss door I showed you. You kill the boss, the ice melts. I really feel, I know this isn't The Legend of Zelda or anything where you have to, like, go into the dungeons and pull traps and go through these areas with, bombs and going through, overcoming obstacles. But, come on. Can it be a little bit like that? Can it be a little bit like The Legend of Zelda, where you have to go through some actual adventuring and dungeon crawling, not just wandering through, slogging through enemies? And I believe there are 1, 2, 3, 4 behind that ice, 5 just beyond the bridge, 6 in an alcove to the left of the beyond the bridge. 6 of these effing guys that we have to deal with. Why? And when you come back here, there's obviously the, what are they? The little, the mage guys nearby. So there's even more crap. There's a mage guy behind that little frozen fountain thing there. So it's once again just a gank. This area, even though it looks really good, I think more or less it would have been, more or less it's just better for the items that you get. Once again, you get some really cool items, and one in particular that I'm thinking of in this area that really that's why I come here, to get those cool items. And I don't know if we can aggro the guy behind the ice there before fighting this guy or something, but... And it is nice, though, that it's kind of like the Metroidvania thing where you have to... Can you see him there? Just behind there? I don't know if I can hit him. But where you have to, alter something about the level or your abilities and then come back and do the same thing again. Was he flasking? Are you kidding me? I really lucked out with the time there. Part of having a strength weapon is getting the timing right. I was playing through Dark Souls 1, and my god, the strength weapons in that game were so much better because, they were actually slow. the strength weapons in that game. They felt like they had weight to them. Like I was using the large club, and it really felt like this giant, heavy beast of a weapon that it took time to swing, and I actually had to be fairly delicate and precise with the way that I, smashed it down, because if I missed once, I was really putting myself off balance, and it took so much endurance to do that. And there's yet another guy. Now, the guy to our left that you can't see, he may come out and try to fight us together with this guy. And because these guys have a ranged attack, it's hard to choose. Yeah, he's coming out too. Once again, we just have to fight multiple guys all at once, which is pretty irritating. You'll also notice when you're playing this game that it's this level that it's kind of hard to tell what your endurance is, because it's hard to see how far it's fallen. When we're actually fighting the boss, the mist is so bad that we can't really even tell if he's losing health or where his health is a lot of the time. And I have to admit that my eyesight is very poor. Yes, a nerd with poor eyesight, yuck it up. But it's just, my eyesight is pretty terrible, and I cannot really... Maybe that's a problem. That's part of this, but... It sucks that I can't see him. The health going down. That really seems unfair. I don't know how I'm doing in the level. This guy we can get at range, because there are more guys up there, and we'd have to fight this guy in conjunction with them. So we want to take that guy out first. The more I think about it, the more I think that poise in this game works more like hyper armor in Demon Souls than actual poise, where it sort of pops in randomly, and you can't quite tell where in an animation or what you're doing it's going to come in. It's sort of like, well, if you're already 55% there towards bringing it in, then yeah, I guess we're going to let you not get staggered. Fine. Now, we can't actually go over here yet because this is frozen with ice. We're going to be going there eventually later on in the level in another episode. But way up there, that's a cool tower over there that we're again going to have to go to. But first, we're going to have to go back here. Maybe you could use those areas over there, those little alcoves, to hide from those guys, but I don't know. I kind of doubt it. And we got another one of these dudes. Surprised I haven't gotten an ice rapier yet. There's quite a bit of magic-related stuff here. I think that there's an ice rapier. Let me just show that to you here. Where are you, Mr. Ice Rapier? It does look pretty cool. Oh, it's not a catalyst, but it does shoot one of the little ice soul arrow whatever things on it. So that's kind of neat. Might be good for a magic build if you were going for that. Not really. There's no magic scaling, but it might be good for a magic build anyway. Might be kind of fun. It's more about how it looks rather than how it functions when you're going for a magic build, because you're already kind of choosing things pretty hard with a magic build in this game. There are 2 of those guys, or 3. Might be 3 of those guys in there. And some dogs, so you don't want to run up there real fast. The dogs could easily get you. Very nice. We can't really get any of the good items in this area just yet, because we're going to have to come back later on, after we've defeated the boss of the area, in order to get a lot of the good items. More of these dog enemies. Whoever, game designers, please don't put dog enemies in your game. But I do have to remind myself how much better they are than the dog enemies in Demon Souls. And let's go up here, and I don't believe we can actually get anything aside from a ring coming up this way because of the ice. And this area is considerably less dangerous without the those little guys with the daggers running around, because they're actually Oh, bull crap. How did I get hit there? Again, I hate what they did to shields. Why don't they, you know, why did they do that to shields in this game? And what about Yarnell? No, I'm kidding about that. I was sitting there with the Stone Great Shield in Dark Souls 1, and wow, was it so much fun to do that. God. You see, if I lose the initiative for like 1 second, this fucking spear guy can come at me, and I should be able to sit there and take a bunch of hits from his puny little weapon. But it like went through once for some reason I don't even understand, and he was able to get some hits off on me, which seemed like complete bullshit. I hate that. They should have just made it. I hate this thing. You go through this little animation and you have a fraction of a second where you can't do it, but in Dark Souls 1, even tower shields you can bring up very quickly, and it makes the game so much better. It really adds so much richness to the game, where you can have this wonderful back and forth between you and the guy with the sword coming at you. These are different guys that we haven't encountered yet. Guys with very big fists. Although we haven't really seen their major attack yet. Sorry I'm talking like this. I have this... Of course, the instant I start recording, I have this horrendous itch in my nose. Ugh. Oh, Lord. I think you can backstab these guys, but it seems hard. I mean, it's unnecessarily hard. That was something that was so good in Dark Souls 1, that they sacrificed to arbitrarily make PvP better. As if PvP is better. It's not. It's a bunch of crap still, even in Dark Souls 2, because of lag and a host of other ridiculous issues, like people coming at you with a bunch of spells, even though they have huge heavy armor on. It's a bunch of crap. And they meaninglessly made the game itself, the thing that they should have been spending 99% of their time on, the actual game, not the multiplayer, worse, so they can make this, the supposedly fix something with PvP, even though there are 100 fucking problems with it, as there is. I probably should have just showed this later on after the boss, but let's just come back over here. And I believe there is a ring, something to do with hexes that I do not remember. Dark Clutch Ring, there you go. That's like the lightning and magic clutch rings. The Dark Clutch Ring will increase your dark damage. Well, this next area we're about to go into is considerably harder when the fog is cleared, because there are about 5 or 6 of those little guys running around here. There are also 2, I believe, of those knights or not really knights, warriors that we've been fighting. I don't want to call them knights. That's giving them too much credit. So of course, there's a spear guy, and then a guy with that spell behind him. And it really irks me now that I think about it, that those dill holes don't have to worry about the fucking durability breaking on their weapon. They can just spam that for frickin' ever. And that is really obnoxious that they can do that. Ugh. Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? This is ridiculous. The Greatsword is already at risk? Christ, I shouldn't have been playing Dark Souls 1 before coming at this. This is some bullshit. Alright, come on, spear guy. Come on. Come on, spear dude. Thank the Lord. That was one of the dumbest moves that they made, that stupid durability thing. I just can't imagine that these idiots call themselves professional game designers and did something so monumentally stupid. It's like if a bunch of people were firemen were going around telling people, yeah, smoking bed. Yeah, smoking in bed sounds great. Good job. I love that idea. It's like, it's so obviously wrong. And right down there is the bonfire of this area, but once again, we are pointlessly made to not be able to go back from there to there. The only reason I could think of besides idiotic level design is that these morons were not able to design the game properly so that you could actually go between down there all the way back to the beginning, and there's something about a loading screen. down here is an area we, yet again, this is a familiar theme, cannot reach until we defeat the boss. However, there is an area right in here that we can go to. However, it is totally optional. And you don't really need to go down here. It's just to get a really bizarre weapon. And it's actually quite difficult to go in here because there's sort of a gank with two big guys. I don't know if I'm going to die here, and if I do, I'm probably just not. I'm just going to, go back to Majula and then cut the episode back in starting at the bonfire up there. That's probably what I'm going to do. But it is an especially silly item, so if you are a very silly person, this may, be a good thing for you. Okay, I'll praise that sun, even though you can't see it. This actually looks like the outside of my house right now, coated in a thick layer of snow. Alrighty. There is some sort of duo down there, I think, and it may actually even be worse in New Game Plus. The follow-through to this R2, one-handed R2 is ridiculous. I can't believe this. It's so dumb. It's like, why would he immediately jump around and attack behind him? Look at this. Follow through, and then I guess you can hit the enemy with that backward swing, but that just sounds crazy and stupid. Why would you ever use a sword in that way? It just seems ridiculous. Uh-oh. There we go. And down here's the item. I will show you that when we get down to the bonfire over there. And light it up. A lot of bloodstains here. A lot of bloodstains. People were, maybe these are, I mean, do New Game Plus bloodstains show up in regular game? I don't think so. I think they're like players. They can't, this is all people from regular game, I guess. If you're having trouble with those guys, by the way, especially New Game Plus, just leave them back up here and smash them away one at a time. The standard way of making things easier for yourself. Leave them, try to separate them and take them apart one at a time. And let's pop down here. And I'm going to just, I think I'll just rest here. And I will show you that ridiculous helmet that we got. It is, where are you, my pretty? Yeah. You can see that, right? Yeah. It's a fucking bell. It's like a fucking church bell. And you can wear it on your head like a helmet. Yeah. Yeah. For whom the bell trolls. Yeah. For whom the bell trolls. These fucking people. Although, I believe if you are hit in the head with this thing, especially with an arrow, it will make a bell ringing sound, I think. So, again, that is pretty comic. But, sort of useless. I'm sure many helmets were made by melting down a bell into a helmet. But this isn't quite the same thing. But we have a lot more to cover before the end of this area. But until then, I will see you guys later.